Hi everyone, welcome to Hypopressives with Alice. I'm Alice. Today we're going to be starting a series on postnatal care. So I've got 3 little short flows if you're postnatal. Just remember that you need to be signed off for exercise by your GP, which is normally around 8 weeks following vaginal birth, and following a C-section birth, that's normally around for 3 months. So make sure you've had your full recovery before you try this. And if you're a complete beginner, you'll need to have a little look in the description. We've got a beginner's playlist and other ways we can help you. So we're going to use a ball. If you don't have a ball, don't worry, you can use a cushion or you can just leave it out. If you combine basically 2 of the flows that I'm doing out of the 3, that'll give you like a really lovely practice for your day. You can kind of do the morning one or the evening one sort of together, or the lunchtime in the evening or lunchtime in the morning, depending on sort of how your day's panning out. But they're supposed to be really short and easy to fit into your day. And there's lots of really lovely poses that are going to really target your pelvic floor. So today we're going to do quadruped, which is great for releasing pelvic floor tension, general pelvic floor toning and strengthening, and also if you've got any symptoms sort of at the back, brilliant for that. Sitting, we're looking at postural alignment there, which is really important in your recovery, and using a ball with that as well. And that's sort of more functional position we're kind of more in kind of during the day, get the pelvic floor responding, reacting more automatically, which is what we want. Then we're going to do a nice lying down position for relaxation and just to get the front of the pelvic floor moving more, and also with bridge where we get a bit more length and stretch through the vacuum and a bit more of a lift. So those are the ones we're going to cover today. So we're going to start off in quadruped position. So if you just want to bring your fingertips towards each other, elbows are out, lengthening through your spine, nice and strong through your shoulder girdle there. Face is going to directly face towards the floor, but you don't want to drop the head, so make sure you're nice and lined up like this. Okay, so nice steady breath all the way through the rib cage. Exhale and lengthen. And again, inhale towards the back of the rib cage. And exhale. And then one more here. And exhale. Hold your breath, pause, and then slowly stretch your ribs there. You may be able to feel a little bit of a shift or a lift through the pelvic floor area there. Feel that length through the spine there, and then inhale. Exhale, pop your elbows down, hands and forearms pressing into the floor, eye line towards your knees. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. And again, keep that lovely sense of length through the spine there. Keep the pelvis over the knees there. Keep the toes tucked under. And then inhale. Exhale, fingertips together, pushing the elbows out. Again, keep the pelvis over the knees. Inhale. And exhale. And then one more breath here. Exhale. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs and make sure you haven't sort of dropped down in the middle of the back. Make sure that your ribs stay stacked with the pelvis there. And then inhale. And exhale if you want to just come back into sitting. So you can either do sitting cross-legged or you can do diamond position where the legs are together and you drop the knees open like this. That's a little bit easier. Do grab a block to sit on so you're nice and high up so you're not rolling into the pelvis there. And we're going to have the ball if you've got one at chest height, or you can cross your legs. Okay, lovely. So inhale, softening on the ball. Exhale, squeeze and lengthen, really nice and tall. Ribs are staying stacked over the pelvis there. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. Check that your chin is back, that you're not bringing the chin forwards. And then one more. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. You're going to keep squeezing on the ball as you hold your breath. Do the rib stretch. You should feel a little bit more engagement through the ribs there. Really nice and lengthened through the top of the head, and then inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. And then one more, inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs there. Draw the shoulders down, elbows out. Lovely. And then we're just going to do one more here. So inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. Getting ready to hold your breath, pause. Stretch your ribs, so really lengthening through the torso there. Super. Inhale when you're ready. We're going to put the ball in between the knees. Come down onto the floor. So knees and feet are roughly hip distance apart. You're going to squeeze the ball between your knees every time you exhale. We're going to have the hands in first position here, shoulders heavy on the floor. You can gently push them down there. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. And then one more. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs here. Keep squeezing on the ball. This is working through your adductor muscles here, which feed in through into the pelvic floor. So this is really good for helping to tone and strengthen. Lovely. And then inhale when you're ready, soften. Exhale, squeeze. Bring the arms up so they're just above your shoulders there. Shoulders heavy on the floor. Nice big arms. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. And then one more. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeezing on the ball. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs here. Elbows nudging out, lengthening through the spine. Lovely rib stretch here. And then inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. Arms coming up into third position without arching your back. Check your ribs are down on the floor. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. And then one more. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. Keep lengthening through the spine there. Lovely. Super. And then we're going to do bridge position. So you're going to have your feet and your knees hip distance apart, using the ball if you want to. Check the back of the ribs are down on the floor there. We're going to have the arms in the low V position. Don't have your feet too far away because you do want to have your knees above the ankles as you come up. Okay, so we're going to do 2 breaths. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. One more breath here. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So we're going to tip up, draw up through the knees there. And then we're going to bring the arms all the way to the top, reaching towards the fingertips there. Lovely. And then inhale and exhale. Arms are coming down, slowly lowering down. 2 breaths. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. One more breath here. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So tipping up, drawing up through the knees, squeezing on the ball. Bring your arms up. This is going to create a lovely lift and stretch through the vacuum. Working through your pelvic organs and your pelvic floor and your whole body. And then inhale and exhale, coming down. And then we're going to do one more here. So with the 2 breaths, inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. One more breath here. Exhale, squeeze. Hold your breath. Stretch your ribs. So tipping up, drawing up. Arms are coming up. Reaching towards your fingertips. Keep squeezing on the ball there. Hold for as long as is comfortable. And then inhale and exhale. Move the ball to the side. Slowly rolling over and coming up. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed that. Super quick flow. And let me know how you got on in the comments. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.